Hey, what's up, guys? This is Theo here, and welcome to the first part of the installment on best places to eat and drink in Lima, Peru. So this video is going to be recorded or will have been recorded as of August 2024. This is part one. So what I did simply is to create a Google Maps that's personalized with these different locations. So we have about I think 8 to 10 on here, and we're going to go through them. And if there's interest, I'm going to make a part two. And again, these are just places that I've gone, I've enjoyed. I think other people would enjoy them. Some might be more touristy, more popular than others. So let's go ahead and get to it. And you'll one thing to note, most of these are, if you're not familiar with Lima, I would say most tourists are generally going to stay, I would say, well within the confines of, this kind of polygon rectangular figure right here. So most of them are within the confines of that. I think the part two will be a little bit different. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This first one is called Cala. Cala is a somewhat trendy outdoor bar, restaurant, kind of resto bar right there on the Pacific coast on the Circuito de Playas, which is the beach circuit, which is one of the main highways there, one of the main drags on Barranco. Not the Costa Verde, but it's along there. It's right next to it. Anyone that is staying in Barranco might have heard of this. I would say this place is maybe a 4 out of 5 in terms of how pricey it is. It's really good for seafood, for drinks, and more than that, just the ambiance, the atmosphere, really cool. It has a few different levels, but I'd say the main draw and appeal is sitting there at the bar area, downstairs, overlooking the Pacific Ocean, seeing the surfers there, hearing the waves crash against the beach, and just enjoying a good pisco sour and maybe a nice appetizer. I recommend this place more for drinks and appetizers. They have a few good entrees. I would recommend the arroz con pato, which is rice with duck. And this place, it is on the pricier side. I would say you're probably not going to get out of here under 60 to 80 bucks, maybe more. I would say to be safe, just expect that you're going to pay $100 here. Again, though, this is top shelf, best in class. It's not up there with like a Central or a Maido, but it's pretty good. So let's just take a look real quick in Google Maps what it looks like. This is what it is. This is Cala. And here's sort of the outside. You can't miss it. You're taking an Uber, right? You have the acantilados, the cliffs here. And you have Cala. This is the outside. We'll just look at some photos. So they have a formal dining room, which is upstairs. But I'd say the main appeal is basically what this photo shows. You have this glass divider here with these circular tables, and you have sort of an unobstructed view there of the ocean, and you can experience that setting of, hearing the waves, seeing the surfers, and the location is unbeatable. I'll show you a little bit better example here, and you have the Costa Verde, and you can see all along the Lima coastline all the way up to La Punta Callao, and then you can see the Islas Palominos, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's basically the little Galapagos of Peru. So yeah, that's Cala. Pretty good spot. Give it a go. Next up, we have El Señorío de Sulco. Now this spot, let's just zoom in a little bit more. This spot is, just for a reference point. Let me get rid of this polygon. Just for a reference point here of El Señorío de Sulco. Here we have the Larco Mar, right? We have the Larco Mar right here, which is the outdoor promenade shopping area. Then we have this main drag. This is the sort of picturesque site you might see when you Google Miraflores on Google. This is the Malecón 28 de Julio, Malecón Balta. You have the Love Park. Then if you continue up, right, you got Parque Kennedy, the Cat Park, Parque 7 de Junio. So this one is, again, I wouldn't say a lot of people in Miraflores stay here, but this is the Chinese park, the Parque Chino. And here you have the El Señorío de Sulco. And this actually is a pretty well-known spot. I'd say more by locals. But if you're not staying there, then you might not, you might not run into it. But I have, for example, I was staying one time right across here in the Malecón de la Marina in an Airbnb, and I would walk over there. It would be like a 5-minute walk. So this is a restaurant that's known for the comida criolla, which is basically the local Peruvian food, the Creole food with, mixes Peruvian and indigenous flavors. These would be dishes like the lomo saltado, the anticuchos, seco de res, arroz con pato, arroz con pollo, the ají, the suspiro limeño, it would be the picarones, really any kind of local food. This is the comida casera, the home style cooking. Really good spot. Got a nice view here. When you sit outside, you can also see onto the water. Not as good as Cala, but I'd say the appeal to this one is this is also getting to the point of more of a fine dining upscale experience. Generally, I would say you're gonna be willing to spend need to be willing to spend $40 to $60 per person here. Depending on the time of day when you get there, you might need reservations. I haven't had that issue, but you could. I recommend the rice with duck here as well. You'll probably see that. We mentioned that quite a few times. I think that's a pretty underrated plate in Peru, as opposed to ceviche always being marketed. Let's just view it here in Google Maps. I'll show it a little bit. So one kind of interesting thing about this place too is on the downstairs level they have all these masks, and I'll show a picture of it. And these are the carnival masks from Peru, really cool. And the owner has sort of compiled and curated a bunch of these. Again, I was staying in one of these buildings over here, and then the restaurant's back down here. This is kind of gives you a good example, good idea of what it is. Here's the indoor, and then they have an outdoor terrace, and you can also look out onto the water. And this is the entrance right here. So, really good spot, really good drinks, good food, and definitely think it's, in my opinion, a little underrated. So go check it out. It's in a more quiet area of Miraflores, but definitely worth the visit. All right, next one. More people might know this. This is the JW Marriott in Lima. So again, just to give us some reference here, this is the Larcomar. This is the outdoor shopping mall that probably anyone that has gone to Miraflores has seen or been to. So directly behind that, one of the tallest buildings you can't miss is the JW Marriott. This is a hotel, and actually I found has a really good bar, not just for pisco sour, but also for the ambiance there, as well as so Peru has what's called comida Nikkei, which is basically a Japanese influenced fusion mix with Peruvian and Asian Japanese flavors. And I don't know if it just hasn't caught on. I know there's tirados and tiradito, which is similar to sashimi. But sashimi here at the JW Marriott with I always get a pisco sour or a Cuba Libre, a rum and coke. Really good. It's a good spot for dates. Good spot, meet with a friend. Really good view. It's very centrally located. Again, I'm mainly speaking on the bar. And, I've also found, for what it is, a 5-star hotel, it's reasonably priced. I would say, though, if you're going there, go in knowing just because of, the brand and what it is, expect to pay $50 to $100 a person. And I'm just going to show it real quick. So again, anyone that has, been to Miraflores probably recognize this. It has the JW Marriott on here. They have the iconic rooms with, looking right over onto the ocean. Really nice. I've stayed there once. I didn't get to use the pool. I think it was closed down. But let's see if I can show a quick photo of the bar. So they got this nice bar, and you can actually even, depending on where you're sitting, get a good view of the water while you're at the bar. Here's another example, and let me see if I can try to find one more photo of it. But the bar is there on this, and this is what I was talking about. This is the Larcomar. So again, it sits directly behind there. Yeah, just some more photos of it. Again, you can't miss this building. It would be almost impossible. Next one is the Country Club. This one is probably the furthest one out. This is in San Isidro, which is the Distrito Financiero, which is the financial district, business district. And this one is actually, even though it's in San Isidro, and San Isidro isn't, it's a really nice district, nice neighborhood, arguably even nicer than Miraflores in some regard. But yeah, this place is kind of off the beaten path for most tourists just because of where it's located, and also because it's not as centric to walking to other stuff. There's really not a whole lot of reasons why you would go there outside of this. But this is kind of an interesting place because in quite a few books in Peruvian literature in the last probably 50 years, 100 years, this hotel is mentioned. And now it's a little bit different, I think, compared to what it was. But now it's a hotel, and right, they have a golf course, and they have a nice bar, and it's called Bar Inglés, the English bar. And old colonial building. I'll show it real quick. This is what it looks like from the outside. Really cool spot. I haven't stayed in the hotel, but I've gone to the bar quite a few times. And let me see if I can show the bar, what it looks like. I don't think they have the best photos on here. I think they have better photos on their site. But here's a somewhat photo of it. And let's see if I can find one more in here. Yeah, again, that's a great photo of it right there from the outside. Here we go. It's got a very cool kind of set back in time, antiquated, gentlemanly feel to it. This is a good sampling of the Pisco Sour Catedral. Really good selection of Pisco. They also have some decent food in there, smaller bites to eat, good sandwiches. They have a good lomo saltado sandwich. Here, I would if you're going to get drinks and some food, I would expect to spend no less than 30, but probably closer to 40 to 60 bucks. Really quiet place. Really kind of feels, kind of has that speakeasy feel to it a little bit. Kind of classy, gentlemanly. Yeah, give that one a go though. Next one up is ayahuasca. Anyone that spent any time in Barranco might know about this place. This is a really popular bar and a good, I think, meeting point, starting off point if you're going to go out in Barranco and get drinks. Everyone generally knows where this is. And just to give it some perspective, here is sort of the main park of Barranco, and then you have the church right up here. You have the Parque Municipal. So this is about a 10-minute walk from that main plaza. Good spot, and this is kind of a interesting one because it's in a what's called a casona, which is basically an old colonial building that has been reformed into a bar. This is a spot I personally would just recommend for drinks. I don't think the food is anything to write home about, but good date spot, good spot to go with some friends. You're not gonna break the bank. I would say generally 20 to 40 bucks a person max. Let's just look at it and I'll show what I mean about the colonial part real quick. This is the inside of it. Really nice bar though. And this is kind of what it looks like, the architecture. So definitely recommend checking that place out. It can be more on the touristy side, but still kind of cool. All right, this next one is called Atmosphere Rooftop. This place is somewhat interesting. It's only been open maybe as of August 2024, 3-4 months. This is a rooftop, just to give some context. Parque Kennedy is right here, so it's probably that's the cat park. Probably about a 10-minute walk from there on Calle Berlin and Jorge Chavez. Decent spot. I'm not going to recommend it for the food, but good drinks. Really good pisco sours. Really unbeatable, unobstructed, full panoramic view, city views of Lima at night. Weather dependent. And again, good date spot, good spot to go with some friends. And it's great for just taking in the full on view. They got these heat lamps because, believe it or not, in Lima it gets somewhat cold. Got this outdoor bar. Another spot that it feels really classy in there, and cool place to go. And it's actually in this. You walk in these doors right here, and it's up here at the top level. So this spot, I would say, if you're just getting drinks, $40-$50. If you're gonna get food, maybe push it to 60, 70 max. But again, I think this is a better spot just for drinks. All right, next one up is Isolina. This is another spot in Barranco that anyone that has spent any time in Barranco probably is familiar, has heard of this one. This is probably in this list the most touristy one. This is comida casera. This is homemade, home style cooking, big portions, really big portions. Again, if you know where ayahuasca is, you're going to go out and you're going to go down maybe a block and a half. It's on your right. You can't miss it. This is, again, the comida criolla, all the stuff we talked about in El Señorío de Sulco. Isolina will have it. Arguably a lot bigger portions. Good spot. It feels a little cramped in there, in my opinion, but it's worth going to, worth giving it a shot. The only thing about this place, this is probably the only place on this list so far that you might actually have to wait. You could probably walk in if it's just you, but I would say groups bigger than 2, you might have to wait, 15 to 30 minutes. This place will probably run you, depending on what you get, $30 to $50 max. It's middle of the road. It's good food. It's just it's large portions, so definitely go there hungry. Trying to give an example, like a lot of them come in these sort of trays here, bandejas. But yeah, a lot of the really good. I've had the seco de res, tira de asado, the strips of steak. It's almost like a pot roast. And then you have your frijol, the bean, arroz, the ají, really nice pisco sour there. And you have your pepper here, the guisantes, the peas, and the jugo, the juice. I like this spot. Arguably one of the better spots in Barranco. Fairly tourist friendly. It's not going to be intimidating. So give that one a go. And last one on the list is the Bodega Piselli. This one, again, if you know where that park is I talked about, you're going to walk down maybe, what would that be, like 2 or 3 blocks, and then you're going to make a left onto the 28 de Julio, and this is called Bodega Piselli, and this is probably, I'd say on this list, even more so than the Country Club, the least touristy spot. This is a general store, but it actually doubles as a bar, and it's very local. I would say this is the spot that generally, if you go in there, you're going to be the only non-Peruvian. I've been going there now for a few years. I actually try to pick up a few bottles of pisco from them every time I go. And again, they also have, some good stuff to eat. They have good sandwiches like the jamón del país, which is basically translates to ham of the country, basically local ham. And this is a ham sandwich on some pan rústico, rustic bread, with some of the cebolla criolla, which is basically the pickled onions, with a little bit of ají, which is the chili sauce. Good place going to check out. This is arguably one of the most affordable spots. You can go in there, get a pisco and a sandwich, even if you tip for, I don't know, maybe $8 to $10, if that. Buy yourself a bottle of pisco. That'll probably run you, I think, $20, maybe $20-$30. But these are really good bottles of pisco, in my opinion, that you're going to be able to get as a tourist without knowing anyone. So let's check this one out real quick, and I can sort of show you what I mean. So this is what it looks like. You're just walking along. Here's the 28 de Julio. And this is actually, where is it? Yeah. So this is the entrance right here. And it doesn't look like much. And it really isn't. But here's the general store. You go in here, and yeah, they have a bar that goes back. And the only thing about this place is the hours aren't always accurate. So they got their bar in here. Let me see if I can show it. This sort of green bottle right here, green and white, is their brand, the Picelli. Good spot. Definitely has a very local feel. And yeah. So that's about it for this first time, for this first video. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And please leave in the comments. Let me know if you want me to make a part 2. I'll go ahead and do that. And yeah, again, these are just spots that I've curated and have gone to and enjoyed. Some more than others since starting to go to Lima back in 2018. So yeah, I'll continue making them if you guys like this video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.